reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm checking out a film from 2000. That movie is The Smokers. And I'm going to tell you guys, I've wanted to do this movie for reaction and review for one reason only. You see, occasionally I will, out of morbid curiosity, go on to various websites and I will try to find lists of the worst movies ever made. And while you see a whole lot of real common films show up on all those lists, on quite a few of them, The Smokers will pop up on there. And unlike almost every other film where they go into detail as to why it's one of the worst ever, The Smokers, they don't give any information on. I don't even know what the fuck kind of movie I'm getting into here. I don't know if it's a like dark comedy. I don't know if it's like a just straight up goofball comedy. I believe it is supposed to fall under the realm of comedy. I don't know. I have no earthly clue. I couldn't even be asked to read the shit on the back because, frankly, at this rate, I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want any information about this thing spoiled until I start watching. So, I'm about to dive into a movie that has, at least to some, been claimed as the worst ever made. And the few who have listed it will never explain why. Now it's time for me to find out. I really don't have any hopes on this thing being good, but who knows, guys, this thing could very, very well shock me and could wind up being incredibly entertaining. But the only way I'm going to find that out is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out The Smokers. You know, guys, when I started watching this, I was kind of expecting to dive into a truly awful movie. And I guess sort of good news, it's not truly awful. Bad news, it's something far worse. I don't mind awful. Awful I can normally at least laugh at. This movie is retardedly boring. And it's becoming more and more of a chore to sit through it, man. And I'm only, 14 minutes in or so? Holy shit. So yeah, I've got a ways to go. So our main character's big plot, their big plan, apparently it's going to be the conflict for this entire movie, is they want to find guys who've screwed them over in the past and attempt to rape them at gunpoint. They've tried it once, and it was kind of stupid then. If that, honest to God, is the only plan this movie has, then the next hour is gonna fucking suck. And it's gonna be painful to sit through. So she freaks out because people pick at the stickers on her Tamagotchi. Her Tamagotchi. I thought people gave up on fucking Tamagotchis when they were, 12? And this movie was made in 2000? What the fuck is somebody in their late teens doing playing with a Tamagotchi in 2000? Holy shit. And the saddest part is, guys, is that is the closest thing to character depth I've seen in this film. Is some stupid, snooty bitch doesn't like it when you pick at the stickers on her fucking Tamagotchi. That's fucking sad, man. And so now one of our characters, one of our female leads, has just been raped. You know, I'd probably feel a bit more sorry for her, but since she seemed to think it was totally fine when her and her buddies were raping, somebody, I just call this fucking karma. And perhaps maybe if the character had even the slightest bit of depth outside of being a shallow, arrogant cunt, I'd probably care just a little bit more. This movie is just such a waste, man. I can't wait for it to fucking end. Swear to God, guys, I love how this movie is trying to build up all of this tension. It's supposed to make us suddenly care about these two shallow, vapid characters in the closing minutes of the film. I can't bring myself to care. This movie has made the both of them so actively unlikable that, frankly, I hope that they both die in this fucking fire. And unfortunately, I don't think that they are. My God. The plus side is, there's less than 10 minutes left to this fucking movie. My God, I'm counting down the fucking seconds. Well, guys, that was The Smokers, fuck that's done. Jesus Christ. Wow, that was... Holy shit. Okay. I guess before I go into, like, excessive detail about the film itself, I had a theory about halfway into the film, and since the movie's so dead and lifeless, I was able to Google search this while just listening to the movie in the background, because something seemed sort of off, and I wanted to see what else this filmmaker had worked on. Apparently, the person who worked on this film, who wrote it and directed it, worked under an alias, because according to the film's credits, this was written and directed by somebody named Christina Peters. Christina Peters' real name is Kat Slater. Kat Slater, her first film as a writer and as a director was The Smokers. Every film after that was porn. And it shows. Holy fuck. Just gotta put like a nice broad thing on that before I go into detail. Our writing isn't even good enough for porn. Our plot isn't good enough for porn. Fuck, guys, even our cinematography and our lighting are below the standards that one would expect from a porno flick. So I'm certainly hoping that Kat Slater's films got better after this, because my god, her one lone attempt at an actual movie sucked fucking badly. Now, let's rock into the details here about the writing. One of the big problems with the writing is that there is no character here. Yes, sure. We have a bunch of characters with names, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's almost no real difference outside of our three main characters, Jefferson, Karen, and Lisa. I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason why I even know those fucking names is because I've got the movie paused on the closing credits, and of course they are the first three credited. The only difference between them is Jefferson is our main character. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why the fuck anybody would name their daughter Jefferson. She has a sister named Lincoln, so I'm going to assume that the parents had some kind of a really stupid naming theme thing going there. Lisa seems ridiculously innocent and kind, and she doesn't really seem like she belongs with the other two. And Karen is the alpha bitch of the group. I mean, she at times flies far, far beyond bitch and becomes a full-blown cunt. And when bad shit happens to her in the film, you're not going to care, because they haven't developed her outside of being this mega bitch. That's it. That is all she is. She seems to have this disgusting hatred of guys where she thinks it's justified to coax one into a corn silo, attack him, and attempt to rape him. She finds that to be completely justifiable, and she keeps going on these like tangents about how men honestly are always going to be the ones who dominate, and this and this and this. But there's never really an explanation as to why she's like that. There's never any kind of like background, there's no story behind it. It's just she hates men, straight up. For whatever reason, she absolutely loathes men and really is only using them as fuck toys. And she feels used because she uses them as fuck toys, because she thinks that they are the ones with all of the power, apparently. Apparently our writer believes that the only person who can be dominant in sex is a man. Which makes me wonder how the fuck she's working on porn now. Anyway, that is far beyond the point. And really, out of all of her characters, that's probably the only one who got any depth was Karen. And Karen's lone bit of depth is that she's a mega bitch who will complain if you fuck with the Tamagotchi on her keychain. That's in one scene. You never even see the Tamagotchi again outside of that one scene. But that's really like her one lone thing, is that guys always grab it and guys always fondle it, and they always try to peel off the stickers, and apparently if you peel off the stickers, then it looks like a knockoff, and that's why she doesn't want them fucking with it. It's such a vapid and shallow thing. And, you know, it would have been nice if any of the other characters had any level of depth. There was one other one, I don't even know his fucking name, but he was like a country singer that one of them meets at this fucking bar. And they build up onto this. It almost seems like they're building up to a fucking relationship, and then she goes to rape him at gunpoint, and then she finds out that he's gay. So we have Karen, who is a mega bitch, and we have this country singing hillbilly whose one lone thing is that he's gay. That's it. Nobody else has any other personality at all. Every other character is the same. And you could take lines of dialogue from every other female character, and you could swap them around, and you probably wouldn't know the fucking difference. There is no personality across any of these characters, and it makes trying to care about them horrifically painful. Now, not only do we have characters who are about as lifeless will ever get, but then our dialogue is wooden and stilted, and it doesn't sound natural. It really doesn't. This thing almost sounds like our writer was watching tons of really terrible primetime soap operas. I'm talking bullshit like Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place and all that kind of shit, and thought, well, maybe if I add a whole lot of cursing and rape to it, I can make it better. No, you didn't, Kat. You didn't make it better. If anything, you took the horrendous formula from those shows and you made them infinitely worse, because you sucked out what little personality the characters may have had, and you took away all of the conflict outside of one of them hates men, and none of them seem to be able to get into a steady fucking relationship because they all seem to have some deep-seated hatred towards men. It's very odd. It's very, not odd, just shallow and shit. And it makes this whole film, makes the entire 90 minutes drag. And I mean drag to no end. There is no fun to be had in this film. Our writing is that awful. And it's not just our main characters. Allow me to just walk you out here about how the male characters are all treated. Because every single one of our female characters are all vapid and shallow. The only one who stands out because she is the biggest fucking bitch to ever walk the earth. But then, every single guy is a sex-starved lunatic who will rape you without any warning, save for two characters. One of them is not going to rape you because he's fucking gay. The other one apparently has a love for women named after presidents. It's very odd. At least that's the only reason why I think he would ever fall in love with Jefferson. She doesn't have any personality. None. It's like, fucking hell, I have seen cardboard cutouts with more fucking life, and yet this guy is absolutely fawning over her, and he wants her so badly, and he doesn't focus on anybody else, so he obviously is not going to rape you, unless maybe if you're, Jefferson, and the other guy isn't, because he's gay. So, yay, God, guys, just the writing in here is what really killed it from just straight up. This movie is almost unwatchably boring because we don't have any conflict. We have this shit involving the gun, and that's all that they ever call it is, the gun. You seriously could have renamed this film from The Smokers to The Gun, and it would have worked. In fact, it would probably have helped to name fucking check the title, or to name drop the title far more, because that literally appears in like every other line of dialogue is the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Especially with our three leads, as they are basically trading off the gun to use for this reason or that reason. It's just fucking stupid. And the gun, they got it off of Jefferson's little sister, Lincoln. Don't know why the fuck she has it, and it's never really explained why. It's just her parents don't want her to play with the gun. Where the fuck did she get the gun? perhaps maybe she got the gun in the same weird nether fucking void that caused Karen to absolutely loathe all men at all times. I don't fucking know. The whole thing was just a mess. So, writing sucked. I could probably go on about writing. I've probably gone on far longer than I really had to. But my God, guys, this thing here is a bottomless pit of writing failure. And as I stated, there are porno films with better writing than this. Fuck, all porno films are better written than this. And I have seen certain porno films that are nothing but sex scenes with literally no setup. Those are better written than this. Process that. Now, what about the acting? In a couple of cases, the acting is actually kind of solid. Our three leads, no matter how badly no matter how awful their fucking dialogue is, no matter how pointless their scenes are, those three, and their names are Dominique Swain, Busy Phillips, and Carrie Lynn Pratt. Those three pulled off a fucking miracle, man. They actually were good. With a script this hideous, those three actually almost made it work. They would probably have made it work a hell of a lot more if they had some level of if the characters they were working with were given some level of personality, or if we as the viewer were given a reason to care about these three, then perhaps maybe the actresses would have been able to do a hell of a lot more with them. But they come so close to almost giving these shallow, lifeless characters, personality, all simply because of their screen presence. Those three actors, oh God, oh my, you three are fucking awesome, just straight up. The rest of the cast, most of you turned in a halfway decent showing. Again, that is nothing short of a fucking miracle considering the horrendous script. And then there's a couple others. So I should set the stage for the film. The film's set in like prissy private fucking like finishing school, or like a private high school or some such shit. And the girls and the boys are all in different dorms, and there's kind of sort of like a dorm mother or some such shit who basically makes sure that everyone is in bed at certain times. The actress who plays the house mother, whatever the fuck you want to call it, her acting's awful. It is. She gives the most wooden performance I've seen in a long time. I am almost convinced that she never bothered to read the script and was just told, just tell me, what I have to say and I'll just fucking phone it in. And she does. She fucking phones it in. Where almost everybody else is at least trying. There is at least some level of effort. No matter how tiny and minuscule the effort, there's still some effort there. This one actress didn't fucking try. And it makes the terrible writing around that character shine even more. All right? When you have an actor who doesn't care, when you have an actor who doesn't put any kind of effort in, it makes the terrible performance, it makes the terrible writing just shine that much more. So, that's really the one lone piece of bad acting I can mention. And I am still surprised at that, because oftentimes when a script is this bad, I can't even remember the last time I saw a film with a script that was this hideous. It's normally a challenge for the actors to do something with it, but sure enough, almost everybody here fucking did, and that is amazing. And once more, honorable mention has to go to our three leads, who completely just kill it here, man. Like, they honestly were given dog shit for dialogue, and they spun it into almost gold, man. It stuns me. It really does. Absolutely floors me. So, our acting at least was decent. What about lighting? There's a whole lot of, lighting in here at least is decent. I'm not really going to complain much about lighting. Camera work, though, is where I get to bitch quite a bit. I want to talk about focus. When you're making a movie, I don't give a shit what kind of movie it is. I don't give a front-flipping fuck what kind of budget you have. If you're going to make a film, it's a good idea to make sure every shot is in focus. At least a fifth of this movie is not in fucking focus. And it's almost always close-ups. It is almost as if they were trying to do like a soft focus on our three leads in order to make them look younger. Probably because when they're supposed to be playing 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 16-year-old, whatever, and the actresses are probably in their 20s, you want to do something to make them look a little bit younger. So I guess a soft focus to remove what few fucking wrinkles you might have in your 20s is probably the best way to go. Unfortunately, there's a difference between soft focus and shooting a shot with the camera almost completely out of fucking focus, and this leans more towards totally out of focus than it does towards just like a soft focus. So, and it's incredibly noticeable. All right, it's so fucking noticeable it almost hurts. And that really is my one lone comment. Because everything else in terms of camera work, in terms of things like blocking and camera movement, all of that's fine. The problem is, whatever kind of flipper-handed chud was behind the camera doesn't know how to fucking focus the son of a bitch. So, what about sound mix? Oh boy. There was a scene, and it just bothered me. And it's when our three leads are able to get the masks that they have on the back cover here, which was, I believe, also on the film's poster, is these three walking down the street with their stupid little masks on. And it's them walking out of like a costume shop and putting on the masks, and they're talking to each other, and their mouths are moving, but you can't hear anything. I'm going to assume that they were told to just mouth it out because they were going to drop all of the sound out and just put fucking music over it and make it look kind of happy and peppy. The problem is the music's totally there, but they didn't drop out the source audio. So while they are talking, you can still hear their feet fucking shuffling. You can hear people walking past them. It makes the whole scene look fucking weird. It really does. It makes it look fucking odd as shit. And that is not the only case of sound mix going completely tits up either. Oh my god, there are scenes where dialogue has to be dubbed in, and there's literally no effort to get it to match the mouth movement. There are bits where they are trying to add in background dialogue, and it's mixed so poorly it's damn near drowning out the primary dialogue, which is something that you're not supposed to fucking do. This thing, guys, is an absolute mess in terms of sound mix. I don't normally get to bitch this much about sound mix in a fucking film, but oh my god, this was awful. Soundtrack. Jesus. Normally, guys, a soundtrack will have at least one likable song in it. This doesn't even have that. We have maybe, I think I heard about 12 unique pieces of music. All of them were shit. A lot of them, honestly, almost sounded like fucking sound-alikes of good songs. Unfortunately, the vocals or the lyrics or just how the fucking band is playing just ruins it. So we have something that sounds kind of like something else, but still sounds horrible, and the only thing that you are going to walk away from it with is it sounds fucking horrible. The fucking soundtrack here is shit, straight up. And when they aren't using songs from bands who probably should never have bothered in the first place, the rest of it is the kind of stock music you would expect in a porno film, which seems incredibly fitting considering the entire filmography that Cat fucking Slater worked on after this one. So apparently she was dropping hints even in this thing that her future is porn and nothing but. Oh, Jesus. Is there anything else I can really talk about? No, I think I've covered everything. So guys, when all is said and done, am I able to recommend The Smokers? No. Just fuck no. No. Hell no. This movie is hideously terrible. The worst sin, guys, is that for 90 minutes, nothing the fuck happens. I would probably have had no issue at all if this movie at least was some fucking like overblown feminist fucking like victory film or something where they were trying to justify that it's totally cool for women to rape a guy, but it's wrong for a man to rape a woman. They actually do try to spin that a little bit, but still, I wouldn't have minded if it was some kind of like an overblown, over the fucking top film. Unfortunately, the way that it stands, it's boring because our dialogue and our story flow and everything else seems as if this was supposed to be a porno film and they cut all of our goddamned porn out. So, yeah. Awful movie from start to finish. I cannot recommend this thing at all. Oh my fucking god, guys. This movie is terrible, and there's no way in shit I'm gonna ever recommend it. If you truly want something that's probably a step up from this, go ahead and search for everything else that Cat fucking Slater directed, and most of that'll probably have better writing, and maybe even better acting. I kind of doubt the better acting part, though. So yeah, there's no way I'm going to recommend this movie. This movie is horrendous trash. Now, The Smokers came off the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in was a YouTuber by the name of Airshots22. You can head over to his YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/Airshots22. Dude, I thank you. I was really curious about this movie. Once more, I saw this thing listed on a handful of lists of the worst movies ever. Nobody ever bothered to explain why, and I guess that to just list it off as being painfully boring would probably not have done it justice on any of those lists, but that's really the best way of summing it up. And I wouldn't have known that if you hadn't sent it in, and for that I thank you. You're fucking awesome. Once more, that is youtube.com/user/Airshots22. Now, Jesus H. You know, I'm just looking at this shot on the back again of our three leads and their little stupid rape, masks, and one of them happens to have a bunny mask. For some reason, my mind immediately goes to Donnie fucking Darko whenever I think of bunny masks. I think I'm gonna go and watch that. Why? Because it's been a while since I've watched Donnie, Darko, and I remember that movie actually being good. It'll certainly be a step up from this, but then again, I think maybe if I were to cave in my testicles with a fucking tack hammer, it would still be more fun than watching this thing. So I'm going to take the less painful of those two options, and I'm going to go and watch Donnie Darko. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.